Good afternoon, it's Jeff and Wilma here at Budrum, and this afternoon I'm going to make some sweet potato saffron bread. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got 1 teaspoon of raw sugar and I've got 1/3 of a packet of saffron, so I think that might be 1/3 of an ounce, I think. So I'm just going to put them in there and I'm just going to grind them all up and then get it all down to a powder and then go for the next step. Right, as you can see, saffron's all ground into a powder. So I've got 600 ml of water and I've got some frozen gold sweet potatoes that have been blanched and frozen. So I'm going to get the water boiling and then put them in the boiling water. I'm going to use the saffron sugar in there as well. Put that in there. And, so our sweet potatoes are cooked. So we're just going to take them out, and what I'm going to get is 1 good cup of sweet potato mash. Alright, so here's our sweet potato. Look at that. Beautiful.
Beautiful colour, isn't it?
Beautiful, yeah. Righto, so I'm about to combine these ingredients for these bread rolls. I've got 1 kilo of good quality baker's flour. And I'm going to put in 1.5 teaspoons of instant dry yeast. I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of salt, 3 teaspoons of skim milk powder, 3 teaspoons of bread improver, and I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and I've got my 1 cup of sweet potato mash. Now what I've got here is my sweet potato water, saffron sweet potato water. Just going to put that in. I've got 600 mils at about 105 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm just going to put that in there. Look at that beautiful colour coming out. I'm just going to stir that around and just bring it to a nice dough. Then I'm going to start kneading it. Okay, so our dough's taking shape here. I'm adding a fair bit more flour, so it doesn't hurt. So I'm glad I didn't go for the normal 650 mils of water. So there's a lot of liquid comes out of the sweet potatoes. So I'm going to time this and knead it for about 13 minutes. And we haven't made bread for about 6 weeks, have we?
Yes, it's been quite some time. We've
been enjoying making this roti. So we've got that down to a fine art, I think. So anyway, I've been kneading for a good 13 minutes and I've been adding a bit of flour to it. So there's a bit of moisture breaking out of the sweet potatoes. So but it's formed a beautiful dough. So I'm going to spray this with a bit of cooking spray in a container and put my dough ball in there and spray the top and put a bit of oven paper on top of that and set it in a warm place and let it double in size. So warm spot over here. Righto, so I've been more than an hour I've been working on my bees and that, and so I'm just going to punch it down and beautiful dough I've got here. Put a bit of flour on here and turn it out and give it a couple of kneads and oh, Julie, look at that, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Now what I'm going to do now is put it on my scales and divide it into 18 bread rolls. Just maybe 110 grams each, something like that. So we've got 1,050 I'm going to come back to 940. That's 950. So that's, so you can see what I'm doing there. So, okay, so what I'm doing here, I've got my baking sheet with a generous amount of cooking spray on it, and I'm just rolling my dough with a bit of flour on it. So you just sort of, you push across and up, and you sort of, this is what I found, and then you just form your knot and put it on there like that. So when we get the sheet full of bread rolls, you just put some baking paper on top and put the towel on top of that and let it double in size. Actually, with these bread rolls, we let them treble in size actually, so at least treble. Okay, so our bread rolls are rising nicely here, and what I'm going to do is preheat the oven at 195 degrees centigrade, 195 centigrade. So at this point, they're looking fantastic, I want to say. And I've got my spray bottle primed up, ready to go. I'm just going to spray a bit of water on top. I've got a hot tip for you. If your spray bottle doesn't spray, put some insulation masking tape around it. Stop the air from getting in. So just got some sesame seeds here. I'm just going to sprinkle them on. So the water will help it to sit on. Plus I'll put the paper back on and the towel, and that'll hold it on as well. So I'm going to do the whole lot like this and let them rise a little bit more. Okie doke, now I think our bread's ready to go in. Looks fantastic. Just gently take the paper off. Now that colour looks beautiful, I reckon.
It is, it's beautiful colour.
Beautiful colour, yeah. I've got a dish of water in the bottom tray. You can see it through the window there. I forgot to mention that. I've got a dish of water in there, and that's going to generate some steam and give a bit of humidity in the oven, and that'll help to generate a crust. So I'd say they'll be in there for about 13 minutes, and I'm going to rotate them once or twice in that time. So we'll check them out when they come out of the oven. Okay. But what I did on the first one, I forgot to spray with cooking spray, so we'll see what the difference is. So I've got one ready to come out, and this one's the last one to go in. And so I'm just going to change sides here, won't I?
Oh, it looks beautiful. Even before it's cooked, it looks like it's cooked.
Yeah, no, they don't bump it. Yeah. So it's time for one to come out. This one's coming out. That one was sprayed with a cooking spray, and right, here's the last one coming out.
Oh, Jeff, they're superb.
Now I've got my little half dinner roll here to go in from my leftover dough. So.
That's mine.
Right, so here's the finished products. So the one on the far left here, it didn't have any cooking spray. So I think you can see a difference between that and these two.
They still look beautiful.
With the cooking spray. So I'm just going to do my tear apart test and see if there's see what happens.
Oh, magnificent.
Yeah, look, it's still together, look at that. Look at that.
Magnificent.
And there, that's absolutely beautiful. I love the colour. I think just the gold sweet potato with the saffron just giving it this beautiful colour.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
They're lovely.
So anyway, well, I've got my first bread roll for about 6 weeks for breakfast tomorrow. Okay, anyway, we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. All the best. Bye.